I'm Sebastian. I'm Sebastian, and this is for Mrs. Mann's class, and I'm reading Not Norman, a Goldfish story by Kelly Bennett. When I got Norman, it didn't want to keep him. I wanted a different kind of pet, not Norman. I wanted a pet who could run and catch, or one who could climb trees and chase strings, and soft, furry pet to sleep on my bed at night. Not Norman. And all Norman does is swim around and 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 around. This is Norman. This is it, Norman. I decided I'm trading you for a good pet. Norman doesn't move. Not even a fin twitches. How can I trade him like this? No one will want a sorry looking fish in a gunky bowl. When I drop Norman into his nice clean bowl, he starts dipping, flipping, flopping in his fins around. He looks so goofy. I have to laugh. Don't think just because you made me laugh doesn't mean I'm going to keep you. I tell him, tomorrow you're out of here. Norman blows a string of bubbles. The next day, I take Norman to school with me. If I talk him up real good during show and tell, maybe someone will want him. On the way there, we see my friend Austin. Wanna swamp one nerve ups for Norman? I asked. Who's Norman? Asked Austin. A goldfish, I say. By the time I rescue Norman, half of his water is gone. I'm sorry, I tell Norman when we get to school. I'm really sorry. He just starts at me and oogly eye. Finally, it's my turn to show and tell. Just as I start to talk about goldfish, Elmy shouts, "Jenny! Jenny's gone. Who let my snake loose?" Does anyone hear the story? Does anyone want to hear the story of how I got Norman? They are all jumping and screaming and chasing the snake. Not Norman. He looks right at me. Thanks for listening. I tell him. That afternoon, we go to my music lesson. As soon as it's over, I'm taking Norman back to the pet store. I take out my tuba and begin to play. Boom, 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 ba, bee. I glanced over at Norman as he swam back and forth. Glue, 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 glug. He moused. Look, Norman, singing, I say. Pay attention, snap Astro, and try to pay the proper notes. Bum, 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 ba, beep, ba, ba. Ba, 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 boo, 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 bee. Mistro makes me stay for an extra practice. By the time my lesson's over, it's too late to go to the pet store. Don't think that I'm just because I like my music. I'm going to keep you until I tell Norm. He glows. Glug. That night, I am sound asleep when screech, screech. What's that noise? Screech, screech, screech. Yikes! There's something at the window. Then out of the corner of my eye, I spot Norman. He isn't scared. He isn't swimming around in circles either. He glugs and gives me a little wave. I'm not alone. Together, Norman and I slide open the curtains. It was just a broken tree branch. Meow. Thanks for watching out for me, Norman. On Saturday, I take Norman to the pet store. Just like I said I would. I look at the cats and dogs and snakes and birds. I look at the hamsters and mice and lizards too. They all look like good pets, but they are not, Norman. When I got Norman, I wasn't sure I wanted to keep him. But now, even if I could pick any pet in the whole world, I wouldn't trade him, not Norman. One amazing fish. This book is about Norman, and he gets the fish for his birthday, and his parents thought he would like it. And so he blew bubbles. He blew bubbles, and he went to school. And while he was in music class, the fish was singing along, Baba Geeky Dokada. And then he said, he's blowing bubbles. And then he said, practice your music. And so I got out my trunk and then I blew. And he blew. And then he made me do extra lessons. And then by the time it was noon, it was too late to go to the pet shop. So on Saturday, he took him back to the pet shop, looked at all the animals, and said, I'm not trading Norman. He said, Norman's the best fish. And he took him home, and he was in this bigger fish thing, this big. Bye.